the rising of the sun, a new dawn beckons, giving everyone hope for a better tomorrow. One Money Remit brings convenience to your doorstep, connecting the hustlers, providers, long-distance carriers, and loved ones from one part of the city to the most remote parts across Zimbabwe, connecting people and bridging the divide through technology. We are committed to delivering innovative mobile solutions, enabling you to send and collect US dollars anywhere and making sure life goes on through one secure connection, keeping smiles alive and making a difference no matter where you are. With One Money, it's one time.
Good day to you. Thank you very much for joining us right here on ZTN News Blitz. Let's take a quick look at our top stories. Zimbabweans told to enjoy holidays responsibly. Woman murdered over 57 United States dollars. South African president back on duty. And in sport, Musona Kadewere headlines Zimbabwean team for AFCON. And now for the news in greater detail. Zimbabwe's President Emmerson Mnangagwa has warned the citizens against letting the guard down during the festive season as the country battles to contain new COVID-19 infections. In the last 24 hours, the country recorded 2,283 COVID-19 infections and 18 deaths. Experts have warned that the festive season may see the country witnessing yet another surge in cases. Now, speaking during a ZANU-PF Politburo meeting in Harare this morning, President Mnangagwa said the nation should enjoy the festive season responsibly and follow laid down protocols to avoid a further spike in COVID-19 cases.
Christmas and New Year holidays, I urge the nation to be on guard against the COVID-19 pandemic. Please get vaccinated. Continue sanitizing your hands, practicing social distance, and wearing masks. Let us equally take great care on our roads. Our police and security apparatus will be on high alert throughout the country.
Our medical experts concur with President Mnangagwa in urging caution during the festive holidays. Zimbabwe Association of Doctors for Human Rights Secretary General Dr. Norman Matara said while trends show a relatively low mortality rate during the fourth wave, people should still remain vigilant and responsible.
The nation should not be complacent and say that the variant does not kill, so we should forego protective measures. We should continue doing all the necessary precautions, good hand hygiene, avoiding crowds, sanitizing, properly wearing our mask, and above all, getting vaccinated if we are not yet vaccinated. And for those who are at risk, that is those with the health workers and those with comorbidities, the elderly, they should get their third jab until we have more information about the variant.
World Health Organization country representative Dr. Alex Kasasira says individual countries should come up with a tailor-made restrictive measures in their responses to the latest surge in new infections.
Governments have the authority to take action that they believe would promote public health. We encourage everybody who has the opportunity to get vaccinated to really get vaccinated, because vaccination really protects against severe illness and death due to this condition. So anybody who has the opportunity, please do get vaccinated. We know that government has made available vaccines. There are vaccines that have been brought into the country. Health teams are all over the country offering these. So we would encourage people to take advantage.
Meanwhile, Zimbabwe is exploring the feasibility of vaccinating children aged between 11 and 15 years against COVID-19. The country's Vice President, Constantino Chiwenga, is also the Minister of Health and Childcare, told journalists on Monday that research is already underway to inform how the program will be rolled out. Vice President Chiwenga was speaking after receiving 1 million doses of Sinovac COVID-19 vaccine from China.
The MCAS and our medical people, with the approval of His Excellency the President, we included the age group 16 to 17. So that already has its high demand of vaccines, because that age group has got a lot of people who have got to be vaccinated. And currently, as we speak, we are working on the protocols for the ages 11 to 15. And these will also require a lot of vaccines.
Vaccination of teenagers above the age of 16 years against COVID-19 is already underway after government approved inoculation of the age group in November this year. Harare City Council has launched a vaccination blitz at all its health facilities targeting this age group. ZTN caught up with some members of the Harare Junior Council who received their jabs today as part of this campaign.
I chose to get vaccinated today because I lost someone that was close to me because of this new variant, and I want to be that person that people look forward to. I mean, it's risky. People say that you might actually get the COVID because of the variant, because of the vaccine, sorry. But then I'm standing here representing all the youths that I'm strong enough to get the vaccine, and I'm here to make sure that nothing's wrong, and I'm encouraging all those to get vaccinated because we're trying to stay safe and make it into next year, and if you don't get vaccinated, there's a risk of you getting it, and it's very serious this time. The new variant is actually very serious, and it's also taking children.
I came here today to get vaccinated because we're looking at statistics at the rate at which Omicron is spreading, and that is not okay because almost everybody has caught a flu in the past week, and most of them have turned out to be COVID cases. So in light of that, I've actually realized that the COVID situation is dangerous and we need to maintain it, especially now that we're in the festive seasons and people are out there to be happy and to go out. We need to be vaccinated to stay safe.
Moving on, Zimbabwe is intensifying its industrialization plan, and 25 million Zimbabwean dollars has been budgeted for construction of the Research Council of Zimbabwe offices in Harare. RCZ is the institution charged with transforming Zimbabwe into a knowledge-based economy. In a speech read on his behalf at the groundbreaking ceremony to commence construction, Vice President Constantino Chiwenga reaffirmed Zimbabwe's 1% of GDP commitment towards research and development.
The Second Republic has since adopted a policy to avail 1% of the gross domestic product towards research and development, thereby providing an enabling environment for innovation to cause a modernized and industrialized economy.
Now, as the idiom goes, no roots, no fruits. So is the case for millennials and the majority of Zimbabweans born after independence. These are the so-called born frees. Very little has been shared on what transpired during the War of Liberation, and this is the reason why many are unreceptive towards the subject. But the Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Monica Mchangwa, believes it is time to start telling the stories that were difficult to share over the past decades. She spoke to ZTN during a tour of an exhibition of the headquarters of the African Liberation Heritage Museum in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania on Monday.
So we need to talk more about what happened during the struggle. I think the biggest problem in our country, those of us who went through the struggle, we haven't had an opportunity to talk about experiences.
You see.
And I think that means we have no closure. Yeah. So I think it's important to talk about it.
You're very right.
But in the beginning, when at the end of the revolution, it was so painful to talk about.
Yeah.
And so when you start talking about it, you just cry and you can't continue. But I think now we need to get together all those war veterans.
You're right.
Who are still living.
Yes.
To be able to talk about it.
Now, the festive season in Zimbabwe does not only come with traditional Christmas holiday. Another special day is celebrated annually on the 22nd of December. Now, it is Unity Day, and on this day, Zimbabweans unite across race, class, and political affiliation to reaffirm solidarity in fostering peace in their communities. The youth cannot be left out in this equation, as their input on national development is of great significance. ZTN's Milton Sasa visited the University of Zimbabwe and spoke to some students to get their views on unity.
I believe that Unity Day is one of the most important public holidays and days on our calendar as a country. As young people, we are forced to come together, even if we come from different tribes and ethnicity. It brings together for the sustenance and going concern of a country. Where there is unity, a country can prosper through economic development, economic growth. Where there's unity, youth can be the bedrock or can be the builders of the country. So where youth from different parts of the country, provinces come together and have got common goal, maybe let's say to attain the Vision 2030 by the President, it becomes easy because it's a multifaceted inputs and efforts from different people, but with the one objective.
We celebrate Unity Day on 22 December, and to me Unity Day is all about us coming together as a nation. It's been 3 decades, and the Unity Day has been helping our country in so many ways, and we're still trying to develop it.
As we approach 22 December, the commemoration of the Unity Day, as a youth, as a student, I understand that it's a day where we appreciate and come together as a people of Zimbabwe and appreciate the revolutionary struggle, and after the revolutionary struggle, the unity that we came together as a people as one, so that we have attained our independence. Now we are moving for economic development. We are moving for the empowerment of our people, the black empowerment.
Now, Zimbabwe's Finance and Economic Development Minister, Professor Mthuli Ncube, says the government is working on a plan to resuscitate the country's leather industry to bolster exports. Zimbabwe has a fairly modern leather value chain, but the industry has been plagued by capital constraints. Under the strategy, the government will look to address funding challenges and access to markets.
Oh yes, that's something that we have as well in our program as government, is to resuscitate certain companies and get them back on their feet. We're currently looking at the companies in the leather value chain, companies in the cotton value chain. We're actively looking at those. We have the resources set aside. The President has encouraged me to make sure that I set aside resources, and I've done that to make sure that then we can support revival of these companies. And we have a few other companies as well around the country in other cities that we're targeting for support, especially in the cotton, leather, and other such value chains.
Now, a 41-year-old man from Harare's Kambuzuma suburb allegedly assaulted and killed a woman whom he accused of stealing 57 United States dollars from him. Tavazwa Majakwara appeared in court today facing murder charges, and it is alleged that on Sunday, the 19th of December, Majakwara accused Mo Blessing Mangaliso of entering his room while he was asleep and stole the money which was in the back pocket of his pair of jeans. The court heard that Majakwara assaulted Mangaliso with electric cables, a broomstick and a leather belt all over her body, leading to her death. Harare Magistrate Dennis Mangosi remanded him into custody to the 13th of January 2022 and advised him to appeal for bail at the High Court. Now, the International Monetary Fund says its focus on Africa in 2022 will be to reverse the impact that the COVID-19 pandemic has had on the region. While the region did not record as many infections, the pandemic has had a disastrous effect on the global economy, with the impact expected to be worse for African countries. Now, the IMF Director for Africa, Abe Salesi, said the fund is concerned about the latest effects over the next couple of years. He says if you consider the number of kids that have had their education curtailed, the number of people who have been left unemployed, and how health outcomes have deteriorated, these are tremendous shocks, and worse still, we have to reverse this impact in a context where public resources are limited. Our Caledonia Mining Cooperative, Steve Curtis, will step down as chief executive next June. The company reported today. Curtis, who is aged 65, transformed the junior miner into a top gold producer and recently oversaw the company's listing on the Victoria Falls Stock Exchange. Caledonia's current CFO, Mark Learmonth, will succeed Curtis.
Darling,
South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has returned to work after spending a week in isolation following a positive COVID test. His office confirmed on Monday. Ramaphosa, who is fully vaccinated, felt unwell after leaving a state memorial service for former President F.W. de Klerk in Cape Town. Now, the South African government, however, didn't reveal whether he had been infected with the Omicron coronavirus variant. The Omicron variant of the coronavirus is spreading faster than the Delta variant and is causing infections in people already vaccinated or who have recovered from the COVID-19 disease. The head of World Health Organization, WHO, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, said on Monday. The Warriors squad set for the 2021 AFCON finals to be held in Cameroon in January and February 2022 has been released. Big names in the team include the likes of Captain Knowledge Musona, Lions striker Tinoka Dewere, and Bournemouth defender Jordan Zemura. Also making it into the team is highly rated Dynamos defender Frank Makarati, Dynamos teenager Bill Antonio, as a midfielder Neva Tigere, and JDR Stars winger Ismail Wadi. Luton Town striker Admiral Muskwe and Azam striker Prince Dube also make a return to the team. Now, the launch of the Binjani Youth League could greatly contribute to Zimbabwe football development. Speaking at the launch of the new league in Blayo, the former Manchester City, Portsmouth and Warriors striker Binjani Marwari said the whole purpose was to try and unearth the next great stars of the country.
You know, I want to bring back and I want to improve the level of football in this country, and as well as take these youngsters to another level, like take them to abroad, and then we produce another Moses Chunga, Matinda Ndovu, Peter Ndovu, Mapeza, Ronald Spanda, you know. Now we are producing few players like that, you know. We need to go back where we went wrong. I feel what I'm doing now, that's what we were not doing much. And today, now, I am so happy because I am doing it, and the rest of the boys, I hope they will benefit out of this.
Cranbourne Bullets coach Nesbeth Yabo Saruchera says he has already identified players he will be signing in January. The newcomers wear the surprise packages in the Chibuku Super Cup, going all the way to the semi-finals where they lost to Ngezi Platinum. The Army side is, however, finding the going tough in the league, where they have picked just a single point in 3 outings, and Saruchera believes the team can do better with more additions to the club. And that's it on News Blitz. Please stay tuned for World in 5 coming up next.